Writer PH Studios.
Miss Lea, Yellow Rose is a tribute to country music, but aside from that, it tackles about immigration and deportation issues. Without being political, as a vocal supporter of Joe Biden's presidency, I want to know your thoughts on the recent actions of Joe Biden on immigration issues and policies in the U.S.
Well, the previous administration's immigration policies have been touted as not particularly compassionate. And some of that is portrayed in Yellow Rose. There are ICE raids that are portrayed. So with Joe Biden announcing that, there will be, that DACA, I think, is returning and that there will be a path to citizenship. For me, as the words are wonderful and I'm happy for them, but we'll only really be convinced if those words are turned into action. So it's hard to comment. I'm glad that he said it, but until I see it happen, I'm going to sit back and watch as things take place. Because words are great, and he's a wonderful guy, and I've met him, and he's fun, and he's funny, and just a really decent, lovely human being. But, of course, there are other machinations in place over which he does not always have direct power. So we need to kind of watch and wait and see what happens, and then be able to judge fairly.
Thank you. I think Cecilia was raising her hand as well.
Okay.
Anything to add?
Anything to add, Mrs. Silvia?
Yeah. Well, with just to add to what Lea was saying, oddly enough, the last real immigration reform that was actually put into place was during Reagan's time. Anything after that has been a Band-Aid solution. So even during so you can't say it's like a Democratic thing, it's a Republican thing. I would argue that it's a systematic thing. So what Joe Biden's administration is trying to do is a pathway to citizenship. Right now, it looks like it's clear, like they're trying to set up for dreamers, so people who are brought here illegally before they were a certain age. But the problem is there are people that came here legally and that's the issue within the film, came here legally, but there is no pathway to citizenship for them. So that's all of those systemic things that need to change also. And there have been Filipinos I know have been in the highest waiting list for citizenship. That I know for sure. There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on.
Yeah. So hopefully it's a start. It's a new start and a new administration. So we'll see. Everyone's in this we'll see mode.
That's true. Thanks, Cecilia. And Jeremiah, I think, has something to add as well.
So Jeremiah?
Yeah, hi. I think bringing it back to the film, one of the things that we really wanted to show is that immigration and the challenges for immigration is a universal issue here in the U.S. It's primarily have been portrayed directed toward a particular group of people in our country, but there are undocumented Filipinos, there are undocumented various different cultures here in the U.S. And I think that's one of the really great innovative things that we have in Yellow Rose is that you don't normally see that story of undocumented Filipinos, and you don't normally see the actual challenges of immigrants, Filipino immigrants, because a lot of times, you come here, you try to achieve the American dream, and even with social media, we try to project such a rosy picture of it. But, the challenges with Rose and Priscilla in the film are not normally seen, especially on the screen. So that's one of the things that I think is very critical that people, especially in the Philippines, could relate to.